Alright, since I got both of them in together, I will do a review on both of these. We have SH Figuarts, and the figures I'm showing you guys is R2D2 and C3PO. And let's see, there's the backs of each one of these. We have R2. Let me focus on this a little bit better. There's the R2 and C3PO. So let's take a look at the figures. Alright, and here they are outside the packaging, and let's go over the accessories first. Here we have R2D2, and the accessories that it comes with are two of these leg pieces. I guess in the instruction it says that these two sections are removable, interchangeable, so you could attach that piece onto him. I guess for when he has when you retract that third leg, I guess you could switch out that piece, which is kind of weird, but whatever. And then here's C3PO, and he comes with a bit more. He comes with extra hands, two gripping the communicator, which is right there, a really tiny little piece there. Let's go back and focus on that right there. And then here are the hands. A pair could actually grip this communicator, and then another pair. And he also has relaxed hands right there. Oh, actually another mask too. So let's take a closer look at R2D2 first. Here's a closer look at it. And I think they did a really impressive job on this thing. The lines are really clean. Look at those. I wish they added a bit more weathering on R2D2. It would have been nice if he looks a little grimy, but still pristine. Well, this is not pristine look, but still, it's really nice. I like it quite a lot. And one thing they could have done was to give him a actual metal dome or something, or at least have it painted more chrome-like. This is more of a silver, but you can kind of see a reflection, but that's just the gloss. Unlike C3PO, where you could actually, it's got a mirror finish, but somewhat of a matted mirror finish to that chrome. But this is just a metallic silver paint. And here's a side view of R2. Quite nice, and might as well rotate him so you guys can see him from the back side. And when you press this button back here, this whole thing, the light will actually change. I mean, yeah, this piece will actually change. I mean, it's not really a light, but you press it, it turns red, and then press it again, turns silver, press it again, turns gold, press it again, turns back to green. And then over here by the front, same thing with this button right here. And when you press it once, it goes halfway between red and blue. And when you press it again, it goes completely silver. And third time it shows blue, and then it goes back to red. And there's articulation around the dome, so it rotates. And then same with the legs. Let me focus on these legs here, right here. They swivel. Same with the dome, and then swivel around these ankles here. And then this one, that middle leg is retractable. And here you can see the bottom of those 3 feet. You can see there are wheels on the bottom of them. And then I took the liberty of switching that piece out. This is the piece you remove too, and then you put in the other section, which now makes it look kind of weird on the bottom. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I'm sure it's accurate, but I don't believe I've ever seen that those legs like that. But I could be wrong. There's R2. And here's another neat feature for R2. He has a couple of compartments that can open up. Here you can see, let me rotate him a little bit so you guys can see those arms. And then the blue pieces, they also swing outward. Quite nice for R2D2. A lot of stuff going on with R2, which I like. And here's C3PO, and I really do like this one quite a lot because it does have a chrome finish. It's not a totally reflective chrome, but it has some cloudiness on the chrome itself, which is actually pretty accurate, because I know the majority of the films that he was chrome, but not like factory finish. So this is a great look for C3PO. I'm okay with him not being all weathered up. I guess it kind of matches R2D2 here. They're both kind of clean, but not like pristine. And to switch out the face, all you need to do is pop the head off. Just held on by 4 pegs. And one thing you gotta watch out for is that that ball hinge joint, that ball joint around the head. You can see how it's attached to that ball hinge joint, and half of it is not attached to anything. You gotta be really careful, because that ball joint that's attached to his head is really, really tight. So if you aren't careful and you're trying to rotate his head, you might risk ripping that whole piece off. I added a little silicone from Airsoft, applied it onto the ball joint itself, so it gives it a little lubrication, but still it's really, really stiff. So I don't plan on moving that joint too much, because I don't want to risk breaking his neck. So yeah, so something you gotta be really careful about when you get this figure, or if you already have this figure. So yeah, something to watch out for. And the only difference between the two faces that you get is one has a dent on his forehead and one doesn't. That's the only difference between the two. It would have been cool if he has light up eyes, but that's asking too much from a 6-inch figure. And another thing I really like, find this figure interesting and well worth the money, is because how articulated he is. He could actually sit down with the ball jointed hips, and then he has knees that could actually bend about 90 degrees. That's nice. And then the thigh section is also is actually on a ball joint, so so it gives it a little more range. And around the waist section, the waist there's a ball joint, and then the chest there's a ball joint, so it gives him quite a good range. Here you can see he is sitting straight up, pretty much sitting straight up. And here's how far he could arch back with those double ball joints, one on the hips and one underneath the chest. You can see he could arch back quite a bit. So really good range of motion for C3PO here. Oh wow, I just realized that his legs can be lowered. You can see the one on the right side is lowered, while the left one is not. You can see there's a little bit more room, so it helps with the articulation quite a bit. And then he has ball jointed ankles, so that's nice. And then shoulders, they are swivel, but well, that's how it is. I mean, and then the arms, they do swing out quite a bit, and then it does give you rotation. And then elbow bends about 90 degrees, that's about it. And then he has a ball hinge wrist. And then, as I've shown you guys, he has a ball hinge neck. And then base of the neck, there seems to be a ball joint. And that one seems to move a little easier than the top of the head. wow, look at how articulated he is. He could actually do a landing pose. Not the greatest looking landing pose, but he could actually achieve that. You can see those hips. They work really, really well. And I just found out that the bicep section, come on, focus. Bicep section is actually on a ball joint. The shoulders, there's a cut joint right here, so it does swivel upward and down. But where the bicep section meets, it can give you full range of motion. And you can see how far you can stretch his, straighten his arm, the elbow joint. Yeah, so yeah, quite good. So there you have it, R2D2 and C3PO, and I highly recommend these two, especially C3PO because of how articulated he is, and he's a good size figure. Let me do a comparison with Hasbro Star Wars figures. Alright, here's one figure I'm comparing it with, is the AT-AT driver, and yeah, good scale. He definitely fits in. They definitely fit in with the Hasbro Black Series perfectly. And if you want to get this one over the Hasbro version, I highly recommend doing that. Even though this costs a bit more, about 3 times as much as the Hasbro, because I think this thing costs about 60 something. R2 was a little cheaper, but wasn't that much cheaper. But still, overall, I do recommend these two. Again, especially C3PO, of how articulated he is, and that chrome finish is much more impressive than the gold paint that Hasbro uses for the Black Series. So there you go. There are the two figures from Message Figuarts. Thanks for watching.